Hello, welcome to the Surrey Knitter. I am a knitter and a crocheter and I live in Surrey with my fiance and my two children. I have podcast episode 2 for you. So yeah, you're very welcome here. I'm just going to chat about crochet and knitting. My hair is looking very orange. I think it is just the light. Also, I want to apologise for last podcast, the quality of the video. I think it's just my screen protector was dirty, so I took it off for this video and I think the image is coming across a lot clearer, but we will just go with it. So yeah, if you're new here, because I've had quite a few new subscribers, welcome, and if you're returning then welcome back, I appreciate you. So in this video I'm going to show you my finished objects, I'm going to show you my WIPS, and I'm also going to show you some long-term WIPS I have, because last time I didn't have enough storage on my phone to show you everything, so I had to cut it a little bit short, but I've cleared my phone and this time I have enough storage to go on for a little bit longer, but hopefully not too long. So yes, I'm going to start by showing, no, I'm not going to start by showing you anything. I'm going to start by telling you about what I'm wearing and showing you that. So today I am wearing the Telstar tee. It's really wrinkly actually because I pulled it out of my drawer. I'm wearing the Telstar tee by Rebecca Clow. This is, I can't even remember when I made it, but I know that when I did make it, it didn't fit. So I got cross with it and I put it in my drawer, and then it fits now really nicely. So I've decided to wear it today. It's a really nice pattern and I do plan on making some more, and I do have some yarn to make some more. This is, I think it's Drops, yeah, Drops, is it cotton? No, Drops Cotton Light it is, and it's like in this minty kind of green colour. So it's very comfortable. Let me just move my hair. My hair's very frizzy today actually. So that's how we go. So yeah, I am planning on making more this summer, and it's just really comfy thing to wear around the house. So that is the Telstar tee by Rebecca Clow. So that's it really about what I'm wearing. I hope everyone is doing well. I've been doing good. I returned to work after having 6 weeks off following surgery, and that's going really well. I did have last week off work because my son was unwell and then my boiler broke down, but that's all sorted now. My son's better, so is my boiler. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. It was also my daughter's birthday and she is now 4, so my baby, because she is my youngest child, is no longer a baby, and time just goes so quickly, which is absolutely crazy. Yeah, I hope everyone's having a fantastic time. I'm very aware that that introduction to the video was very rambly and very unorganised. That might be setting the tone for the entire podcast, but let's just give it a go and see how we go. So I think I'll just get straight in and show you my finished objects. So my first finished object, I've actually only got 2. I was hoping to have more, but let's just say socks took over. My first finished object is the Sophie scarf by Petite Knit. So I actually made this for my daughter. Everyone knows what a Sophie scarf is. It's just this skinny scarf. It's actually really, really fun to make and I really enjoyed it, and I do plan on making one for myself. So yes, the yarn is Wildflower. Is it Wildflower? See, saying that doesn't sound right. Wildflower Yarns, who's on Etsy, in the colour Mermaid Tail, and it's got like sparkles in it. I'm not sure if you can see the sparkles. Nope. And I've held it with Yarn Smiths in just a white colour. So 2 strands of sock yarn held together to make like a decoy. And this is in the small size, so my daughter can wear it, and it's super soft and super cute. And I would recommend this pattern. It's just easy, it's quick, and I definitely plan on making one for myself. So yeah, that is the Sophie scarf by Petite Knit. I have it written down because I'm trying to keep notes on when I actually make stuff. Okay, so I started it on the 17th of January and I finished it on the 30th of January. Also, I should say I podcasted the last time just over 3 weeks ago. Today's Thursday, and Thursday is quite a convenient day for me because I actually don't work on Thursday. So yes, my second and last finished object is, these are crazy, are these. So Emma from Yarn and Glitter is hosting the Funky Feb sock along with the Cozy Crab, and they're hosting it on Instagram, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to join because I love knitting socks, and hopefully it will encourage me to try something that's out of my comfort zone. So one of my kind of goals for this year was to knit all over colourwork socks. So in the past I have knitted just colourwork on the cuff because I done some patterns from Summer Lee when she done the Colourwork Cuff Club. So that's all I'd ever done before, and I wanted to challenge myself to do all over colourwork. It was something that really intimidated me, but it does not intimidate me anymore. So I bought some opal yarns in these two neon colours from a warehouse, and I cast on the 1st of Feb, and I finished these on the 5th of Feb. And maybe I should actually talk about the pattern, because this is the Truth Is Out There socks by Stone Knits, and as you can see, it is aliens, all over aliens. And I actually decided to do, this was the first sock I knit, I decided to do the pink as the base and green as the contrast, and then for the second sock I decided to reverse that, so you have some truly funky socks. I absolutely love these. I done them so quickly because once I got into the colour work, it was so addictive, it was so easy, and I was just so excited to have them done. I haven't worn them yet, but now that I've shown you, I'm going to wear them so much. Emma said in her podcast that if I don't wear them, send them to her. Sorry, Emma, I'm going to wear them because I just absolutely love them. But maybe you can give it a go. And I also wanted to mention Emma. She is wonderful. She mentioned my socks and my podcast on her recent podcast, which I'm so grateful for, Emma, because I've had some lovely new subscribers, and I really do appreciate you shouting me out and hosting this lovely sock along, which I'm really enjoying so far. So yes, just talking a bit about the socks. I knit the medium size, which is like pretty standard for me. The heel is very interesting for me because I've never actually done this type of heel before. This is a short row heel. So the only short row heel I've done before is a shadow wrap heel, and I'm not a massive fan just because to me it's really faffy. I just prefer like a heel flap and gusset, just because you can get, well, when I do them I don't get any holes because I just pick up extra stitches, and that's easier to me than going back in and sewing it. So with this short row heel I did get a little hole, so I did have to go back and stitch up the holes. That's all right. I enjoyed trying something new and pushing myself out of my comfort zone, and I just think these look brilliant, and like I said, I can't wait to wear them. Just in case you're interested, I will turn them inside out so you can have a little look at my floats. And my very interesting sewing in. Oh, is one of the floats pulled? This is what the floats are looking like. And if you want to see the other one, So yeah, I really enjoyed these, and I would definitely make them again. I just don't know how I can make them brighter and funkier and crazier. But I guess it was a challenge. But yeah, the pattern was lovely. And now I've got some funky socks. So yeah, sorry, I'm just looking outside because my neighbour walked past. So like I said, I started them on the 1st of Feb, which is when the make along started, and I finished them on the 5th of Feb. And if you want to join in the Funky Feb make along, sock along, yeah, Funky Feb sock along, there's still time. And yeah, I'm really enjoying myself and enjoying what other people are making, and obviously you're very welcome to join. Emma from Yarn and Glitter and the Cozy Crab are very welcoming, and so is everyone else that's taken part. So that is my last and second finished object. So I guess I'll just chuck it on the floor because I've got quite the pile next to me, as you can see. Right, I think now we're going to move on to WIPS. I'll start with this just because I was really hoping to get this finished and it didn't get finished. So this is the Scrap Bucket by the Passionate Spinner, and it is a project bag that you knit. So I've actually finished the actual bag. So what you do is you start off with a very small amount of stitches and you increase to make the base of the bag. You then put in this purl row to kind of create a ridge to separate the bottom from the body, and then you knit, and then here you make like welts, a channel for a drawstring to go through. So one welt goes from here to here, and the other welt goes on the other side of the bag. And then you knit. You do another ridge to separate the body and the bottom. And then you decrease till you've got nothing left to make the bottom of the bag. And then that way they fold into each other and they make this reversible bucket. So the Scrap Bucket. So you can have it like this, or if you fancy the other side, you flip it inside out and then you have it like that. And then you knit meters and meters of I-cord to thread through to make your drawstrings. So that's the bit I'm on now, and I thought that would be easy, but it's actually really boring, especially when you have really fun colourwork socks on the go and other things. So yeah, I started the I-cord. I'm actually nearly finished the first I-cord, but I haven't done it yet. So this is the large size I decided to do, and the yarn I'm using is yarn from Yarn Unique, and I got an advent calendar from her when I went to the knitting and stitching show, and it was 24 20-gram minis that were just random. So I laid them all out and I kind of decided how the colours fade into each other, and I wound out 10 grams of each. How do I explain this? I laid out 10 colours from the 24 that I thought would fade into each other nicely, and then from each of them 10 20-gram minis I halved them, so they were 10-gram minis, and I held each one with, how am I explaining it? This is ridiculous. I held each 10-gram mini with this grey colour so it could kind of be uniform. Looking at it now, there are definitely some colours I would swap just so it's a bit more linear. So in the skein, this colour here looked like it had pink in it, and as you can see, it has no pink in it. This colour here has pink in it, but in the skein this looked like it had more pink in it than it does here, but I can in fact confirm that it has no pink in it, it's just purple. So I would swap them two, Obviously I could have done it back then. I didn't want to. I just wanted this to be done. And then also down here, as you can see, I've gone from a really dark blue black to like this lighter blue, back to like a dark blue black. So I would have swapped them two as well. But it is just a bag, and I'm just happy to use the yarn up and have something functional. And yeah, I do really like it. I especially like the pink. So that really long explanation to say that I tried to fade from blue to pink. It did work out to some degree. I just think here, this really harsh line is maybe not that appealing, but that's all right. So yeah, that is the actual scrap bucket done. I'm just working on the drawstrings. So let me just show you the drawstrings. So the yarn I've decided to use for the drawstrings is this neon yellow and this neon green held together. I also got these from the advent calendar, the same yarn from Yarn Unique, because it was just 24 random skeins, which I actually really enjoyed. So let me just show you, my goodness, that's how much I've done of the I-cord so far. And I have more than halfway, but I've still got a bit to go. And I know it's only 4 stitches, but it's just so boring. It's so boring, I just couldn't even do it. So maybe I'll sit there tonight and I'll force myself to get this done, because this has actually been on the needles for quite a long time now. So yeah, I just decided to go for really bright drawstrings and just have a funky project bag. So that is the Scrap Bucket by the Passionate Spinner. And I'll put that away, and I will force myself to finish this, because obviously I do really want a hand knitted project bag. Yeah, and I've got a project bag with a project bag inside, as you do. So that is one of my WIPS. Sorry, let me just take a drink quick. I just have some orange squash. This is just like a Halloween kind of cup that I got from Starbucks. And I just have my squash in it. And the other day I went to Starbucks and I saw another one of these that wasn't Halloween, that was more like spring. And I just was like, kind of need that. But do I need it? No. So we're going with the Halloween one. Okay. So my next work in progress. In January, I started socks for my partner out of yarn that I dyed myself. This is also something I thought I'd get finished, but colourwork socks took over, because now I seem to have a bit of an obsession. The last time I showed you, I'd only just cast on the first sock. So I've now finished the first sock. And believe it or not, I'm on the foot of the second sock. So that was completely achievable for me to get finished, but I just got sidetracked by socks. Thank you, Funky Feb Sock Along, for causing addiction. Just kidding. So yeah, this is yarn I actually dyed myself. I do dye yarn on the side a little bit as well as working my job. If you want to check it out, my Etsy link will be down below. So this is yarn I dye myself. I done an experiment. It went horribly wrong. It was so ugly. So I over dyed it, and I thought to myself, I've made it 10 times uglier. But I thought I'd knit it anyway, and actually it's turned out quite nice. These kind of stripes. My partner really likes green. So I said, you know what, I'll knit you some socks. This is how I knit all socks. This is this 72? This is the large size. And I just use the Summerly basic sock pattern. So yeah, this is 72 stitches. And yeah, I think it's looking nice. I do my basic heel flap and gusset, which I've done so many times, I've pretty much perfected it. And then the foot, and I just do a Kitchener toe. These take a long time. I didn't really realise that his feet are so much bigger than mine. So my feet are like a 5 to 6 UK. It depends on the shoes. Some shoes 5, some shoes 5.5, some shoes 6. It just depends whether they're boots, trainers, whatever. And his feet are a size 11, so they took some time. It's a lot of knitting, but he tried them on and he really, really likes them. So I've taken loads of notes for these socks, obviously in his measurements. So if he wants another pair, I already have the measurements to remake them. Obviously, I've only ever knit socks for myself, so I had to keep trying them on him to make sure that they fit. But this fits really well for him. So I've just recorded everything on my iPad just in case I make them again for him. And yes, the second sock is well on its way to being finished. I just didn't finish it. I'm really hoping if I just sit there for an evening, these will be done. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about blocking them, because obviously I've only got sock blockers for my size of feet, like a size 5 to 6 UK. So I'll just wash them, let them dry, and then I'm sure his feet will stretch them to the right size. Is that how it works? I don't want to invest in sock blockers because this is the first pair of knitted socks I've made for him. And obviously he might decide that they're not very comfortable. He is a builder, he wears work boots, and he is on his feet a lot. So we'll see if he actually gets on with them. And then if he wants me to make him more, I will just invest in some size 11 sock blockers. So yeah, that's how much yarn I've got left. And yeah, I think I weighed this sock after it was done, and I think it only took 39 grams of yarn. So obviously in 100 grams I can get a pair of socks out of it and then still have around 20 grams left for like scrappy projects. That's that. On the floor you go. And then I have got my socks. Also, you would have seen this cast on last time. I think I literally just cast on the cuff and a little bit of the leg, but I now have one finished sock, but I have not yet started the second sock. So these are just for myself. Don't understand why I'm attached to stuff. No, I'm not. This bag can go down. So this is yarn from the Copper Kettle. As you know, I am a big fan of her yarn. The silvery sparkly colour is from a mini set I got a while back, and this main colour is actually the 25th day of her Polar Express advent calendar that I got last year. So that's what we've done. This again is just the Summerly basic sock pattern, which I always do for myself, but this time I have knit them on a 2.25mm needle. So in the past I have knit them on a 2.5, but I since found that they were getting quite loose on me. So I've decided to downsize the needles, and these definitely fit much better. I've really tried them on. The stitches are so neat as well. So yeah, I'm really enjoying that. Again, my basic heel flap and gusset. When I knit socks, I mark every 10 rounds with one of these light bulb stitch markers. I got that from watching Nitty Natty. She does that just to make both socks identical and to make counting easier. So I think I've done 12 for the cuff. I do 50 for the leg, and I think I done 57 for the foot, and then I just do the toe, which I've also done in the contrast colour, and done a Kitchener for that. And I do 64 stitches. So yeah, just a basic pair of socks. Finished one, but I haven't yet started the next one. And then another project. The culprit of causing me not to finish my projects is in here. Oh, can I just talk about this bag quickly? So I got this recently from Yarn and Glitter, Emma. She heat presses these bags, and I love them. I'll link her Etsy shop down below. They're just so beautiful. Look at that. When I first ordered it, I thought like, oh yeah, it's just like a little pouch. The quality is so nice. It's so thick and it's like denim. It's lovely. and I just love this. Emma, if you are watching, when are you coming back with your hoodies and sweatshirts? Because I feel like I need that, like on a sweatshirt. Or I practice stitch like one of your other designs on a hoodie or a sweatshirt. Like I need. They're just so lovely. So yeah, I got this bag recently. Big shout out to Emma. Go and buy her bags. Okay, right. So this is my most recent WIP, the distractor of finishing WIPs. And it is another pair of colourwork socks by Stone Knits for the Funky Feb sock along. I actually got yarn for my next pair because in February I plan on knitting 3 pairs of colourwork socks. So we'll see if we actually get that. Actually, yesterday was my last day of work. So if you're new here, I work in a school and I only work part-time. And next week is half term, so I have the week off. But I also have my 2 children off school. So we'll see how much I actually get done for that. We'll see. But yes, I will show you. So yeah, these bags are quite spacious because I have the yarn, which I can show you next time, for my next pair of socks in there. And then I also have all this yarn and my sock project in there. Sorry, I feel like my throat's getting a bit dry. There we go. Right, let me show you these socks. I'm going to try and block the light because I feel like you can't really see them. There we go. So these are, I have written it. Oh, maybe I haven't. No, I haven't. These are the Disco Jellyfish socks by Stone Knits, the same designer that the Alien ones are from. I love her patterns. I did contemplate ordering the book, but then I looked at it and I was just like, I won't knit most of them. Like, they're all so cute, but there was a pair of socks that were like broccoli in the ground, and where that is great for like an avid gardener or something, I'm not that interested in broccoli, but I am interested in jellyfish. So that is why I have started these. They are so cute. Sorry, that was just someone walking their dog outside my window. Sometimes they stop and in the past they have let their dog poo on my drive. And I have to go out there and I have to say, please tidy up after your dog, because that's disgusting. Obviously the dog can't help it. You need to be a responsible dog owner. That's okay, we're friends now. Oh dear, I am strange, I'm sorry. Oh, but yes, these are the Disco Jellyfish socks by Stone Knits, because I was so hooked on the first ones. I just think all over colourwork is just so addictive. I get so excited about seeing what the pattern is turning out like. I just keep going, and then when I look up, it's like the night time, and I'm like, right, I've been doing this for hours now. Where's the time gone? But yeah, just so interesting. So these are my second entry into the Funky Feb sock along. The yarn I'm using is Yarn Smith's Merino sock, and this is just a grey colour with Wildflower yarns from Etsy. Their yarn. I actually don't know the colour of this one because I got it in a lucky dip thing. So you got like 2 skeins of sock yarn for £25. So I don't think they had colour names. I think they were just random kind of one of a kind things. But it's this cream colour with all these cute pastel colours in it. And I just decided that they would look so cute as little funky jellyfish. So yeah, I've actually this morning finished the colour work on this. So we're not actually attached here. And all I need to do now is do the toe, and then I can get started on the second sock. The heel on this sock, much easier because as you can see, so let me try and explain. So with these, they were like part of the Alien. I don't understand how to say it. So there was no gaps between There was no like single rounds of just one colour to split up the aliens because they kind of interlock with each other. So I feel like this guy here got a bit injured in the heal process. But this didn't happen on these because between the aliens don't like overlap each other. I'm the worst at explaining stuff, aren't I? Because the jellyfish don't overlap each other. There are rounds of just one colour, the main colour between them. The heel sits nicely on just them plain round. So no jellyfish suffer. There you go. If you can understand that, then we are probably the same. I'm not very good at explaining things. But yeah, I absolutely love these. They're so addictive, they're so fun, and they're so cute. Charlotte Stone, who is obviously the designer of this, she done hers black as the main colour, and then she used UV reactive yarn to knit the jellyfish. And I think when I go to a yarn show, I'm going to hunt for some glow-in-the-dark yarn because I need glow-in-the-dark disco jellyfish socks. So that's what I'm going to do. I would definitely make these again. They are just so cute. So yeah, let me just show you one more close up. Oh, the light. Cute jellyfish for the Funky Fip sock along. So yes. And I think that is WIPS done. And I've got the most humongous pile on the floor. And yeah, I guess now I'll just talk about my long-term WIPS, which are blanket projects. I'm so sorry, but I need a drink. Right, I'm going to start with this. Let me just show you this bag, because I actually made this bag. I would have shown it in one of my old podcasts. One of my old podcasts when I was Surrey Crafter. Not even the Surrey Crafter. Surrey Crafter. So yes, I made this lovely project bag. And to me it's pretty much perfect, except from that horrible crease. If I go like this, you can't see that. And it is reversible actually, and it's a huge bag. So let me just take these out because these don't need to be in there while I show you this. And neither does this. Apparently this is like a dumping bag. Okay, so you would have seen in my last knitting podcast that I had actually turned my northeasterly blanket into a scarf because I couldn't be bothered to do it. I don't know what was happening with me. I think it's when I lost my knitting mojo. I started making mistakes and it wasn't becoming enjoyable or mindless, and it was getting on my last nerves. So I decided I still liked the thin strips that are in the northeasterly blanket. So I cast on another blanket, but without the increases and decreases. So I'm calling this my jelly roll blanket, even though I have not purchased the jelly roll blanket pattern by K Jones. I've just got the northeasterly blanket, but taken all the increases and decreases out just to make it plain and garter stitch. So I started this last year. Let me just show you. I've got yarn attached somewhere. There you are. Let me just show you. I started this last year and I'm really, really happy with it. Some of the yarn I dyed, some of it was scraps from sock yarn. And yeah, so let me just show you the top. That is potentially the bottom. Stuff like this, I don't know. That is the bottom. No, I really don't know what it is. Let me just show you it all, because you knit strips and you join as you go. This potentially is the top. Oh, I don't know. So here we go. These are very early, me dyeing. That one. But then that is also me dyeing too. So you can see where I kind of progressed. I was just doing little practices. And then the rest is just some minis or scraps I had from making socks. So I'm really, really enjoying it. But I have not worked on it in a very, very long time because I've been doing other things. So I will show you how much yarn I have to add to it. This entire bag. Let me just talk about this bag. I took part in the Frankenstein Advent Swap, which is on Facebook, and it's where you basically make advent calendars and you swap with people, and it's all like randomly generated, and this lovely lady hosts it, and I've done it for 2 years now and I've absolutely loved it. On the first day of that advent, I had this bag, and in one of the other days these 2 gorgeous little sheep pins were in it. Honestly, I try to be really generous with mine, but I don't gift entire project bags. I'm so lucky, honestly. But yes, so my plan for, the Frankenstein Advent thing, it's 10 24-gram minis of sock yarn. And they're all in here, along with lots of other minis to add to this blanket. And if I just show you, there's probably about 50 minis in there. No, there's not 50. Probably much more than that. Because I've got 24 minis from the Frankenstein Advent Swap. I also have 24 minis from the Copper Kettle Polar Express Advent that is left over from when I made my calico quilt shawl. So I've got plus sock yarn scraps. So I've got much more than 50. And this bag is heavy. I don't even know if I can tip it to show you. Yes, it's just, it's really full. That all needs to go into that blanket, and that's just sitting around at the minute. So to hold myself accountable, what I'm actually going to do with this blanket is find where I am, which is here. I am here. This beautiful purple. I'm going to open my little tin, which is where I keep my lobster claw stitch markers in. I'm going to get out a lobster claw stitch marker. What do we fancy? This is pretty. Oh, this cute little stitch marker, little flower. I'm going to clip right there where I am at the moment, and that's going to be on there. And then from now until the next podcast, I'm going to try my best to work on it, because it is easy, it's just back and forth, and we'll see how much progress I make by the next podcast. And then what I can do at the next podcast, I can change to my other blanket project and like alternate them every 2 to 3 weeks to actually get them done. So yes, on the floor you go, and that is a modified northeasterly blanket by Skein Elegance. So my final thing to talk about, and my last and second long-term WIP, is, I've actually written this down, the Summer Fade Hexie Blanket by Mallory Krull, or Crowell, sorry, I'm not too sure. And here it is. I have no idea what you can see because I'm holding a blanket in front of my face. But there you go. That is for my daughter. My daughter absolutely loves pink. It's her favourite colour. So I made it my mission to find different shades of pinks and purples and make her this blanket. And what it is, a completely join as you go blanket, and you crochet these hexagons and you join as you go. So we've got all these different kind of pinks, and upstairs I have a big bag of different pinks to add to this. Now I have to say I did do a bit of surgery on this a few weeks ago, because up here was a yarn that I added which I shouldn't have added. It was like rough and it had brown in it, and it wasn't nice, and it kept bothering me and bothering me, and I just thought, you know what, I really don't like it, so I like cut it out. So I did do some surgery on this blanket, but I do have a lot of yarn to add to it. The blanket is completely acrylic and it's DK, just for ease of washing and stuff. And what I discovered is that each 100-gram ball of DK acrylic makes 9 hexes going across, and that's how wide I've made it. So this is the width it's going to be, which is pretty much like a single bed, which is what she has. And then I just need to add the length onto it. So each row is a different colour, and it just keeps going and going and going, and then I have to obviously make it longer. And then I think at the end I'm going to put just a single crochet border on it to tie it together. So I will put this away, and the next podcast I will vow to work on it again, because I want to work on one long-term WIP at a time. So let me just hold it sideways so you can see. It's really pretty and it's really fun. I will not show you the back, but of course I will. As you can see, I have woven in some ends. As you can see, there is loads of ends I haven't woven in. I don't know why I decided to just do the middle ones. It's so awkward to talk when your face is covered. Yeah, I've woven in the middle ends, but not the other ones. Who knows? I also want to try and get these blanket projects, or at least I want to make progress on these blanket projects before it gets too hot, because we all know that working on a big blanket on your lap when it's boiling hot in the summer is not ideal. So yes, this does have a paid for pattern. I, however, did not buy it. She has a very good blog post and YouTube tutorial that is free, and I followed that. So it's a very lovely pattern, and I've seen lots of other people make it. So that is that, and that is my final thing to talk about. So on the floor you go. Can you believe that I've rambled on for 42 minutes? Oh, sorry, I'm really thirsty. Okay. Since we are now in a new month, I will just briefly talk about January 2026 and what I made, started and finished in that month. So one of my goals is to keep better track of what I've made, just so I can feel a bit more accomplished and just so I can generally show you. So I'm going to read out what I've made. I'm not going to show you, because if you would have seen my last podcast, you would have seen that. So in January 2026, I completed the Junior Demogorgon by Munchard Designs. I completed the Mixed Media Shawl by Shannon Long. I completed the Daisy Delight Cardigan by Drops Design. I completed the Winter Wheat Puff Mittens by Brianna Kay. And I completed the Sophie Scarf by Petite Knit. So that is 5 projects completed in January 2026. And I'm very, very pleased with that, and I'm very pleased that I'm keeping notes on my progress so I can look back, reflect, and also share that with you. So I literally think that's all we have to talk about today. This weekend I'm going to a new yarn shop that has opened near me, and I'm really excited for that. I'm going with my lovely crafty friend, and as much as I vowed I wouldn't buy more yarn, of course I am, because I have to support small businesses. That's just what I have to do. I'm forced. No, obviously. We'll see. I said to my friend, if you want to buy some yarn, I would really like to make something for your granddaughter. And she said, oh yes, I'd love to. So I think she's going to choose some yarn for me to knit something for the baby. And obviously I'll have a good browse, and I'm sure I will pick something. I just want to give a quick shout out to Emma from Yarn and Glitter if I haven't already. Emma's lovely, check her out. If you're here, you've probably already subscribed to her, but if you haven't, she's amazing. Please check her out. Join the Funky Feb Soccer. Oh my goodness, you can tell I've been talking for too long. Join the Funky Feb Soccer Along, and if you want to, obviously, you might not be into knitting socks, but if you are into knitting socks and you fancy being around great people and sharing progress and looking at inspiration, then join the Funky Feb Soccer Along. Also, Kaylee from Home Tea Knits, she gave me a lovely shout out. Please check out her channel. She is so kind, she's so caring. She has supported me from the beginning of my YouTube channel. I love watching her. She is just so amazing. She's so down to earth. She's just so sweet, and she shows a lot of her life, which is really nice, and a lot about frugal living. So yes, please check out Home Tea Knits as well. And all that said, I will leave you because I'm pretty sure you're sick of seeing me now. I'm sick of hearing myself, actually. Maybe I'll just sit here and catch up with some podcasts and listen to someone else's voice for a change. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and take care, and I will see you next time. Bye.